Thank you, Senator. Senator Toomey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Sebelius. As concerned as I am about the huge problems with the website, I'm more concerned with some of the underlying fundamental design problems with this legislation that are starting to manifest themselves. And I want to share with you just a few short emails from the hundreds and probably actually thousands and thousands of emails that I've received from Pennsylvanians conveying some of the concern, and in particular, how the false promises are affecting real people, in this case, my constituents. I got an email on October 11th from a dad from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to quote this. He said, "I received notice last week that my health care will more than triple. Currently, I am paying $265 a month for me and my 2 young sons. On January 1st, 2014, my monthly premium will be $836 a month." He said, "The President promised you can keep your plan and families will save $2,500 per year. I can keep my plan, I just can't afford it. I do qualify for subsidies, $80 a month." Well, there was a promise that families were going to save money with this. Clearly not the case for this family from Bucks County. There's another promise which has been alluded to several times, which we all know famously the President and others have said, if you like your health insurance, you can keep your health insurance. A woman from Lancaster County sent me an email, and it's short. I'll quote it. She says, "I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I'm facing the loss of insurance as of March 1st, 2014. President Obama said that if we liked our insurance, we'd be able to keep it. That was obviously untrue," end quote. A third promise that we repeatedly heard was that if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. I got an email on October 7th from a woman from Westmoreland County, and I'll quote. She said, "I've been self-employed for 13 years and have never been without health insurance. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Having an expensive pre-existing condition was not a problem for me, as I had never let my insurance lapse. My medication cost without insurance would be $4,000 per month. I received notice several weeks ago that they were now going to cancel my plan and were doing so as of January 1st, and I had to sign up for new coverage through the health insurance exchange. If my coverage is not in place before January 1, I'll have to go without my medications. This may cause permanent disability, blindness, inability to walk, speech problems. I'm not disabled now, nor am I on Social Security disability. Any plan I find that would cover me channels me right back to signing up through the exchange. I'm a small business owner and a productive member of society. I own my own house. Now I'm in trouble." We called this woman and we discussed this. It turned out there were 2 options available to her through the exchange. One option would allow her to continue to see the doctors that had been treating her. The other option would cover the medication she needed. Neither option would cover both. These anecdotes, I think, well, it's clear to me they've been repeated many, many times, I think millions of times across the country. And it's a huge problem. So I guess my question for you is, I understand that this administration is never going to want to repeal this bill. I get that. I understand that you've delayed whole sections of it, but don't seem to want to delay the individual mandate, for instance. My question is, are there any changes you want to recommend that we could make to this bill so that the promises that were made by the President, by yourself, by others, for these people, promises which clearly are not being kept, could actually, in fact, be kept? Are there any that you'd be willing to recommend to us?
Well, Senator, I'd be happy to work with members of Congress who want to achieve the goals of the bill, which are to provide, for the first time, affordable health coverage for millions of people who don't have it. And an additional goal of the bill, I would say, is to, in the marketplace, the last remaining market where people have been denied coverage because about a quarter of the people who seek insurance can't get it at all, medically underwritten, denied because of pre-existing condition, where they have an opportunity to move forward. And if there's some frameworks that you have in mind, what I really want to do is get the program up and running and get information to people about how they can take advantage of
The program as it's designed, the bill as it's designed, does not honor these promises. Let me ask this. The grandfathering clause, we all know, has so many exceptions that many plans are simply not grandfathered. Are you willing to re-examine the exceptions to the grandfathering clause so that more plans could be actually grandfathered?
Well, I don't think grandfathering prospectively can work very well, since companies are now in the market with an array of new plans. Many have actually added consumer protections in the last 3.5 years. As you said, the regulation came out shortly after the bill was written. It provided a framework. We've been working with insurers as they looked to what plans they would put in the new marketplace, what plans they would keep in place. And the grandfather clause has been part of that ongoing discussion.
Thank you, Senator. I think we're going to have to move on here.